him. He's medal winning at Petroni. He's jumped around some of the biggest tracks in the world. He's been to Kentucky multiple times, and this man, this combo, know how to get it done.
And he's fully caffeinated.
And he had a Coke.
Ready to go. He is going to tear it up. One of the most classical, competitive, expert riders that you will see. You guys are in for a riding lesson.
So he comes around to just the second big box there. He's got the third fence, and then he'll come around to these mighty moguls. That has been the end of a lot of people's days. In the interview earlier with Frankie, Will said this is probably one of the toughest 4-stars he's ever seen.
So we'll see, again, how much preparation does he need to take on this experienced horse. He feels like he's going to come out here and obviously be riding positive.
Awesome. Very similar line to Philip.
Yes, and that's what I was going to say is, you saw some of the less experienced horses, the riders came out and tried that same line, and it didn't work for them. That's a ride that Will knows works for this horse and wouldn't work for maybe an 8-year-old horse that was here. You'd take a little bit more time, but this is a different deal.
Word in from the finish is that Alex O'Neill did just finish. We'll get that time to you as soon as we've got it. We're going to
the riders are having to really take a hold there at that oxer. I think the horses are pretty open, and then you have this very airy, frangible oxer, and a lot of horses are coming down there, and the riders are having to kind of manage their stride a bit there. You can see off the record, listening to Will. Good shot in, takes a little bit of bark off of that rail. And expertly done, just stays right in the center of him the whole way through.
Well, Will, and I know this because I see Will very early in the morning at the gym, and he is in at the gym, not just lifting weights, but working on his symmetry, asymmetry, hip flexibility, ankle flexibility, all those little things that allow him to stay in tune, in rhythm. And as quick as this is happening, you can see how flexible and still he is in perfect balance with this horse. We do have word from the finish that Alex finished in 7:06, so a very fast round for him in Red Tail Penumbra. They should be thrilled back in that crowd.
Yeah, congratulations to Alex. Super proud. He's a good friend, and happy to see that he got that done.
You can also see on the bottom part of our screen that James Allison is still out there on Nemesis, and just keep an eye on that clock. It'll follow him all the way around the track as we keep eyes on Will Coleman.
All the fans starting to filter in here. Crowd is building with every horse, so you can see a little bit of encouragement when he lands there, but at some point Will's going to take just a little bit of a feel. You'll see him just stretch up slightly in the stirrups. There it is. He's just saying, all right, you got it. Yep, take that little bit of a feel, but it's so smooth.
Well, and Timmy's a horse that doesn't do well running slow, so they get to practice running fast every time that they go out. He is like butter out there. That's as good as we've seen it done, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic ride. We're just getting to sit back and enjoy this. And this is just redemption for Will. He had a disappointing last year. He had several horses qualified for the Paris Olympics. Chin Tonic out at this competition last year, so it limited him down to 2, and just through a few unfortunate events, he left there unable to ride for his country at Paris. But here we are putting on a show.
And just using that range of his horse's stride, he didn't have to line them up too direct, but he knew he had the step, so he could really be safe at the first corner and then just cut in on that second corner off that right turn, and had a great ride through those double of corners.
And we can see down at the bottom of our screen that Emma Klugman has headed out on her second horse, RF Redfern. She's already been around this track one time, so she knows, and she was the fastest there for a little while, so she knows what she needs to do as we watch Coleman gallop up to the top of the hill after the sunken road. 3:52 is where he needed to be at that sunken road, so he's a little bit off the mark, but still one of our fastest so far. Let's see if he can catch up.
Yeah, you got to believe if anybody's going to be able to catch that up, it is going to be off the record. He is smoking up that hill.
He's meant to be at 4:26 as he jumps this next table, and I think he's getting pretty close.
Yeah, he's almost on it. So he's...
Yeah, 5 seconds off the mark right now.
That's as fast as we've had to that point.
It is as fast as we have had, and maybe that we will have.
I think there's one more. So flying through here, you can see Will just sitting back. Gets a nice shot into the table, a little elbow flap. Let's get her done. Well done.
Will is a constant student of the sport. He has had Ian Stark over helping on the cross country. He has had Andrew Nicholson over helping on the cross country, making sure if there's something new to learn, something to add to the depth of knowledge and skill he already has, that he knows what that is.
Really positive ride in. Right on it. And it's just so cool because he's off the record he understands the job, right? There's no concern about, does he know this is a jump? Does he know we have to land and turn? The horse just he's surprised if this stayed, because I felt like he had it. We're going to watch him.
This is still him at the end of the course. Super ride there.
All right, let's take a look. So he, like I was saying, did such a good job here. He knew he had this ability to scope out between. I think he's going to be okay. I don't think that's going to stay. He looked to me like he was well inside the flag. They will review that on video later, and I would be very surprised if that penalty wasn't taken away. But we'll leave that to the officials. That's why they're there. They have the video review, and they'll be the ones with the best angles to be able to look at that, and they will let us know.
He's going to be just over the time, 6:52, 6:53, 6:54. Clock stops, 6:55. So phenomenal run there for Will Coleman. Again, unsure if this time of 6:37 is gettable, because if someone was going to get it, it's that guy. But we have one or two out there that it's possible. So we'll wait to see what